Right, I'm checking this to check it out. So, quick video. I want to talk about the USIC Dubois fight, and what I took from that. Basically, to be honest, more talk should be on Dubois' poor performance than USIC, because everyone knows what USIC can do, and everyone expected USIC to do just what happened. To be honest, I thought Dubois going into this fight had more of a chance of beating USIC. I probably had it about maybe 50-50. That's what I had. And the reason why I had a 50-50 because I could see ways of how Daniel could win. And I could obviously USIC is USIC, isn't it? USIC's USIC. So it's pretty obvious that I can see ways USIC can win as well. But I thought Dubois had a good run as of late. And I just thought he had a good run of late. Plus, the way his team has been talking on the lead up to this fight, maybe, yeah, gave him more belief that this is the time for Daniel to win. And if he won, it wouldn't have been anything out of the blue. No one would really be shocked. You know what I mean? But what I come to realize is that Dubois is a front runner, right? And I didn't quite I've heard people say stuff like before this fight came up that Dubois was a bit of a front runner, but I didn't really see it then. I didn't really see it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that people are wrong in coming to that conclusion, because I now agree with them. But I didn't necessarily see it prior. Now after this fight, everything tells me that he is a front runner because he quit. Okay, he fucking quit. And all these fucking pundits, right, on Talk Sport and all the other major YouTube boxing outlets, right? People are afraid to say that he quit. But we know why they're afraid to say, well, yeah, these pundits, we know why they're afraid to say Daniel quit. Because they don't want to upset the uppercut. They don't want to ruffle any feathers. They want to sit on the fence because they want to still be in Frank Warren's good books, okay? They want the access, they want the press access, they want the interviews and all that stuff. So they're not gonna be honest, are they? Right? But the fact of the matter is, considering most people, all you got to do is go online, go on Twitter, or just go on YouTube, look at the comments, and most people say USIC quit. Say that Dubois quit, and he did, right? And people think that he didn't quit because he didn't beat the count. No, like, there's different ways of quitting. Obviously, the last two times Daniel quit, he just took a knee, hasn't he? Right? So people think that that's how you gotta quit. No, you don't. Don't be wrong. He took a heavy shot from USIC. That was a heavy shot. All right, which obviously hurt him. Clearly, obviously hurt him. All right. But after about 5 seconds, Dubois was cognizant. He knew what was going on. He was aware, and he decided when the ref got to about 8 or 9, he decided to get up, and he just popped back up as normal and walked straight over to his corner. No wobbly legs, nothing. He got up, he knew exactly where he was, and walked straight to the corner. So if he was able to do that just after the referee waved off, right? Like I said, he knew what he was doing. He waited till the ref got to about 8-9 to start to try to get back up, to make it look like he tried to get back up. But the fact of the matter is, since he just got up, didn't need no help, just got up, no wobbly legs, just walked straight over to his corner. Like, he didn't walk slowly, he just walked like at a normal pace, yeah. And he's very cognizant afterwards. You know, during when he had the interview in the ring afterwards. So that's bullshit, man. He quit. He fucking quit. End of. Right? Obviously, he quit because I feel he quit because a number of reasons. Again, one is a front runner. So when he gets hurt and put down, he doesn't know how to compartmentalize that. He doesn't know how to react to that. Well, he does not. Well, how he reacts to it is negative. He must have PTSD from the first time when he took a knee because of Joe Joyce, when he bust his eye, when he had his eye bust. All right. So, and then he took the knee as well from a jab from USIC, because he was clearly demoralizing at the first USIC fight. He just took the knee. When he took that jab, he just took the knee. Again, because he was demoralized. Yeah. And this time now, which was even worse, he got put down. Got put down again. The first time he got back up. Fair enough. And then the second knockdown, literally, well, to be honest, he was demoralized from about after round 2. To be honest. But yeah, that was after getting put down the second time. Fucking flies, man. After he got put down the second time, that was his cue to say, I've had enough. Fuck this shit. It's not going my way. I've been put down again. I'm out. And that's the third time he's quit now. Okay? People can understand it. People can understand why he quit the first time against Joe Joyce, because obviously his eye was obviously severely damaged. Okay? So he decided to kind of just save himself. So you can understand why he quit the first time, but end of the day, he still quit, right? We've seen plenty of other fighters who have eye damage like that, or who've got broken hands or torn biceps, who still carry on fighting. Okay, so he could have carried on fighting, but he decided not to, because obviously he must have been in pain, but he thought, you know what, my eye's fucked up, I'm in pain, don't really want it no more. But in essence, he still quit. And that's it. At the end of the day, he still quit. There's no two ways about it. All right? If a boxer wants to preserve, if a boxer feels he's been injured and he wants to preserve himself and quit, fair enough. Yeah, but you still quit. All right? So that's that. But yeah, I noticed after about the second round. Well, the first round was he got off to a horrible start. He got whacked with that same jab from Usyk in his face. There's about 3 heavy jabs in round 1, the first half of the fight. That wasn't a good sign. After those 3, I think after him getting a bit of a beating in the first round, like that, he was demoralized from then, really. Okay. Because after the second round, when the second round come, he just looked very slow. He was very ponderous. He was overreaching. He just didn't look right. He looked like, again, he looked exhausted. And obviously that can happen when the occasion. I think when you add everything together, the occasion obviously was a lot. So, and you probably have PTSD again from that first round, getting peppered in the first round. So he's probably having flashbacks again, and all that adrenaline going up to it, right? So when you got a lot of adrenaline and you have an adrenaline dump afterwards, you will be physically exhausted, right? It doesn't matter how fit you are. Doesn't matter. When you have a big adrenaline dump like that, you're going to be fatigued and exhausted, and that's what we see. DUBOIS was walking for the whole fight up until the KO. He was very slow and ponderous. Right? There's many times where he had Usyk trapped in certain corners of the ring or in the ropes, and he just stood there looking at him. Right? Like, what's going on there? But obviously he was hesitant to attack, because again, he was obviously exhausted, and obviously he was too conscious and too scared of what was going to come back his way from Usyk. All right. So you know what I mean. So that's why he looked the way he did. All right. So yeah, he crumbled. He crumbled on the biggest stage in the worst way. All right. Now, if you're gonna fucking quit, all right, at least make it look good. Like, he could have got knocked down after that second hit. After he got floored from that second hit, from that left hook from Usyk, right, he could have stalled it out. He could have obviously landed the way he landed on the floor. he could have just styled it out in a way where he looked like he was really hurt and he just couldn't make the count. That's what he should have done, because he could have either done that, right, to look like he'd been proper knocked out. You could have done that, or at least, if you weren't gonna quit, at least try to get back up. Yeah, take a few seconds on the floor, like good fighters do when they get hurt, and then make your way back up. He didn't attempt to get up in time when he could have. If the crowd see him, if the crowd actually seen him attempt to get up, right, people wouldn't really, he would not be getting the flack what he's getting now. Because people thought, you know what, well, at least he had a go. He tried. And he wouldn't be getting the flack at all. All it would be is that Usyk was too good for him, which people thought anyway. But he didn't do that, all right? So, but I still do think that Daniel's good enough to beat most of the other heavyweights around anyway. Definitely. Yeah, he's good enough to beat a lot of it. He's still up the top. Obviously, Usyk separated himself. He's like over there now, isn't it? He's up and over there somewhere. And Usyk's like, and DUBOIS below that now. Well, he was anyway. So, and well, most other heavyweights are, yeah, pretty much every other heavyweight is below. So within that mix of people, right, within that group of heavyweights, right, he'll be perfectly fine. He'll probably beat most of them and probably have a few more losses on the way, which is fine, right? So I wouldn't write Daniel DUBOIS off, not at all, nah. But there's some things what I don't understand why he don't do. He doesn't block shots with his gloves. He doesn't do that. That's a basic defense. In fact, that's a natural defensive thing to do. That's natural. You could be a 12-year-old boy or girl, or adult, whatever. You don't have to be a fighter. But if someone's trying to whack you in the head, yeah, everyone's natural reaction to that is to block it or to defend it. Is to keep your hands up like that. You know, whatever. Obviously, people who don't have to fight or whatever, they might just do that. You know what I mean? Like that. But at the end of the day, they're still hands up, aren't they? So obviously, when you're boxing, you should know the proper defense. It should be like that. Hands up, head down. Hands up, chin down. All right. But he doesn't even do that. He doesn't block shots with his gloves. Right? And it's funny because there's only one person I watch on YouTube who's putting it out. I've heard no other person say this about that. And that's the guy, and he's got a channel called A Guy Called Henry, right? He breaks down fights good. He knows what he's talking about, all right? So go check out that guy's channel. Because when he mentioned that, it made me realize, I thought, fucking hell, he's right. Like, why didn't I think that? I didn't think about that before myself. But once he pointed out, I was like, fucking hell, he's right. He don't block shots with his gloves. That's the basic defense you get taught in the gym straight away. When you first step inside in that boxing gym, right? That's the first line of defense you get taught, right? To defend, hands up, right? Even when you got your guard, yeah? Whether you're southpaw, orthodox, or whatever, right? You taught to keep your hands there. So when you're jabbing, you always keep that one hand there, right? If you're orthodox, it's going the other way around, right? Jab, jab, right? So that's just the basic defense. So even when you're throwing shots, you still got one arm, you know, up. But he doesn't even do that, which is strange. Again, well, he's got no head movement. There's no slipping like that. There's no keeping your head off the line. He doesn't really dip either with his legs. He doesn't really, you know, he doesn't do that. He doesn't weave in and out. Right? These are just basic things, right? You get taught. These are the basic entry level lines of defense you get taught in the gym when you first walk in there. And he doesn't do that. But having said that, obviously, it doesn't take a genius to know that Dubois clearly is on the spectrum, right? So, again, knowing that, I'm liking to say that maybe, I'm not saying he hasn't been taught that. Most likely has, but for some reason, he just doesn't have the ability to do that. Because I just feel, because of his condition, right? I don't know what his actual condition is. Obviously, I don't know. No one's ever, he's never said what condition he's got, and neither has his dad. But it's clear as day he's got some sort of condition. He's on the spectrum somewhere, clearly, right? So maybe it's because of that he just can't. He just ain't able to compartmentalize on how to do that. Doing that probably just doesn't really register with him for whatever reason, I don't know. Because there's no way from all them amateur level fights he's had up until now, all these coaches, that they haven't told him to defend like that. No way. Even when he throws his jab, his hand's not there either like that. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. It's got back there. Don't make any sense. The only defense Dubois has is with his legs in and out. Which, to be fair, he's got good movement with his legs. I'll give him that. Doesn't necessarily move too well laterally, but he's very good with his legs in and out. And he blocks. He also blocks shots with, and his other defense is his fucking face, his chin. He blocks shots with his chin because he can. We know that Dubois can eat a good shot. Because even with that shot, what put him down, the second knockdown from the UYSK fight, he ate that well, because that was a heavy shot. He ate that well because, like I said before, after about the 5 count, he was very cognizant and very aware what was going on. Again, like I said, he got back up as normal and walked off. So he wasn't that hurt, because he was able to eat it. Well, he ate it after getting put down, basically, right? So he took that heavy shot, but was able to eat it because he was able to recover quick enough. So yeah, his defense really is basically his feet and his chin, and obviously, well, we see what happens with that, don't we? Right? You can't keep doing that. You can't keep doing that, because if he's not able to do that, somehow learn how to do that, his career will be short. I'll probably say he probably got another 3 years max. Because we've seen what happened to Joe Joyce, didn't we? He made his career out of eating shots. Just walking forward and eating shots, right? But look what happened though. Eventually he came up to somebody who cracked his chin. And that was Zhang. He cracked him. He finally cracked the egg. Because like I said, there's only so much you can take. So obviously he took that for all them years. Yeah, of course. Great. Bang. All them shots to the fucking chin. Right? But eventually he got cracked. And he was never the same. After that Zhang fight where he got fucking beat up twice, right? He was never the same fighter after that. And even after that fight, when he had the fight with Hergovich, he didn't really make the necessary improvements. Actually, no, tell a lie. I went to go watch that live. I can't remember if his defense was a little bit better. It might have been. I can't remember. It might have been slightly, but he was still eating a lot of heavy shots though to the face. But yeah, it's going to be a hard sell. It's going to be a hard sell. Dubois going forward now. Fans are not really going to buy into him no more. To be honest, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a long while. It's going to take at least probably a good 3-4 wins again. And he's going to have to win them convincingly as well for people to get back on the bandwagon. Okay, so, but yeah, UYSK's a master boxer. There's not much really can say, is there? he's just too far ahead. You know what I mean? But yeah, UYSK's cool, man. I like it. He's a cool guy, man. He's funny. You know what I mean? So listen, all the credit to him, man. We are able to watch a living legend in the flesh. You know what I mean? So that's good, man. So it's all good. So hopefully Usyk probably, I think he's gonna fight one more time, right? So, and hopefully it's against Parker. Parker might give him a good one for his money, but I feel that he'll get hurt. He'll probably get hurt. He might go a little bit longer than 5 rounds, maybe. I don't know. I think Usyk will probably stop him now. He'll probably stop him, definitely. But he might give himself. But he might be able to give a good account of himself. So if he does fight Parker again, he'll win that, and then hopefully he retires. Well, I don't no one wants to see fucking Fury again. No one wants to see that shit. And if he does fight Fury because of the money, then guess what? I'm hoping that he fucking loses, right? Because now you're being fucking greedy, right? You see fucking he's clock boxing, 3-time undisputed. He's clocked it. He's annihilated everybody that he needed to. So if he goes back in there again, right? Like there's only so much you can keep taking without getting caught, right? So if he goes back in there again with Fury or somebody, yeah, or fight too far because of the money, he might lose. And I won't care if he loses because he's been greedy now. You're being greedy, right? So fight Parker and retire. There's nothing else to do. But if he does fight Fury for the money, then I think, well, if you do lose, then fucking shame on you. That's all I gotta say. So, and you wouldn't want to see that, would you? No, you wouldn't want to see him lose to someone like Fury. You just wouldn't. Fury's just a compulsive, habitual liar and cheat. He doesn't deserve any more. He doesn't deserve no shots and no titles. But anyway, that's about it. This video is way longer than what I thought. Anyway, until next time, I'm out.